Happy Tag Tuesday, BookTube. A lady friend of mine invited me the other day to the theater to see the Con Masks, which I will blog about or vlog about, I guess, however you call it, one of these days soon. But anyway, put me in mind of one of my first great dates, Valentine's dates, with my college girlfriend back in undergrad. Took me to see Les Mis on Broadway, with the half price tickets. And there was some kind of mix up with the tickets, and so we ended up, they gave us like third row. It was amazing. Anyway, I found it. So I'm going to do a mashup again today. I found an old tag on musical theater. It's an original by Something Like Lydia. And there are 7 musicals that she's chosen, and each inspires its own sort of question. The first one is Wicked, which is the only one I have not seen. And this one is your favorite fictional friendship. And I sort of stuck more to more well-known answers for this tag today. I think you can't go wrong with Tom and Huck, Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn for fictional friends. Number 2 is Sweeney Todd. This one is a favorite villain. Instead of a favorite villain, I thought of doing, like Sweeney Todd, a villain who is the POV character. And I thought of Grendel, which is John Gardner's rewrite of Beowulf, sort of from the perspective of the, what do you call it? Monster, I guess, right? Perhaps Wicked was working in the back of my mind there as they reinterpreted Oz. John Gardner was actually the doyen, sort of the dean of the creative writing program that I did in undergrad at Binghamton University, then called SUNY Binghamton, until he tragically had his motorcycle accident. But he was sort of our inspiration for the writing program there. I took an amazing course with a woman who wrote a book I need to track down and review for you guys called Travels of a Nuclear Whore. Can't remember her name, but I should be able to find that title. All right, so look forward to that one as well. Number 3 is Phantom of the Opera, which I don't like this musical, but many people do. This one asks for a favorite love triangle. So many. I mean, from the time of, Vulcan, Mars, and Venus. I chose Octavius and Antony vying for, well, not really vying for Cleopatra, but Octavius coming for Cleopatra, Antony defending Cleopatra, and Octavius as really a stand-in for the ghost of Julius, right, who has possessed Cleopatra before Antony, and he has all kinds of feelings about it in Antony and Cleopatra, a Shakespeare play about which I have made a video. Check it out. I talk about that a little bit. She's got, Julius' son. All kinds of good intrigue in that one. Okay, 4 is The Lion King. So this one is a sidekick. Excuse me. I thought of Jeeves from Jeeves and Wooster, and other comical ones, Sancho Panza, and all that. But I decided to go with Pigsy from Journey to the West because everyone focuses on Monkey, right? Monkey with Tripitaka is not to the same level of adoration as in the Ramayana, when literally Hanuman, opens his chest to show that Ram's name is written on his heart. But Monkey and Tripitaka have a fun rapport that people like to talk and think about. But Pigsy and Sandy, poor forgotten Sandy, Pigsy's along for the ride as well, and he's a lot of fun. And he offers, I think, an important role as a hindrance. I mean, he is a help in that he's a brute, right? He's got his rake, like he can fight, right? He's the tank, but he also is a hindrance, not just in terms of slowing them down, but even like delays, but also doubts, like sowing seeds of doubt, like they're not going to fulfill their quest. And this is an important thing in Buddhism, how we work with our hindrances. We can make them into helpmates for us. And so I think Pigsy was an interesting character in Journey to the West for that reason. 5 is Grease, my least favorite musical. So these are not the musicals I would have picked. So least favorite ending is this one. For this one, I chose, again, sticking to more well-known things, I chose The Outsider, L'Étranger by Albert Camus. Meursault is condemned, right, to capital punishment. There's 2 things that I don't like. This idea that, Meursault's happy in the end anyway. I can't imagine Sisyphus happy, but not Meursault. And more importantly, the bigger problem being society, right, committing homicide at the end of this book is just as thoughtless, cold, problematic, shall we say, as Meursault's action itself. And so in this way, it's a very troubling, disturbing ending, as any ending of capital punishment is for those of us with the heart. There's why I chose that one. 6 is Matilda, the musical, your favorite adaptation of a book. I chose actually a play. It's by Gorky. It's called The Lower Depths. The reason I chose it is because it's been interpreted not once but twice by 2 of the world's best filmmakers. Both of these are in the Criterion Collection. Both Akira Kurosawa interpreted Gorky's Lower Depths, and also Renoir, Les Bas-Fonds. He also did his own version of The Lower Depths. They're both amazing films. That's my adaptation. That's kind of my go-to answer that I often pull out for that one. So that's not as well known, but the movies won't be hard to get a hold of because of they're in Criterion. Okay, and Les Mis is my favorite, one of my favorite. Don Quixote's not in here. Jesus Christ Superstar's not in here. So many great musicals not in here. Singing in the Rain. Anyway, Les Mis is a favorite death in a book. So a favorite death, I guess a death that I would approve. Oscar Wilde famously said that you'd have to have a heart of stone not to laugh when Little Nell dies in the Curiosity Shop by Dickens. But I cried. And I don't like to cry in books, and I don't often cry in books, and I don't willingly read books that make me cry. But, you can't help it with Dickens because he's got so much pathos wrapped up inside the humor. And, yeah, Little Nell she's just the best, the sweetest thing. And, spoiler, sorry, going back hundreds of years, she dies in the end. That's I don't know if I could call it a favorite death, but a beautiful, moving death. So I was thinking about how to do the tagging for this. It's sort of a problem anytime I'm doing these mishmashes. In fact, I was going to just do this one. But then I thought, I'm not going to sit here and try and guess who likes musical theater and tag people that probably don't even like musical theater. So I thought what I would do is pull out a tag that I've been meditating, second one, called Book Buds. It's an original tag by CG Rated. And this would help me, choose my book buddies, and they would be the ones that I would tag for this. So if they happen to like, if I tagged you and you see this, and you happen to like, which you may not because some of these are maybe bigger channels, But if you like musical theaters, by all means, please answer the first part of this tag as well. If not, you can just keep it to this second part of Book Buds. So flipping over to the Book Buds prompts, here we have 7 prompts again. Number 1 is you are stuck on a deserted island, can only bring one booktuber bud, but all their books would come with them. Who do you want to be stuck with? I think Jorge from Jorge's Corner and I have pretty much the most similar tastes. We read in the same languages. He's like me, read all the Nobel winners. So I'm guessing I would, and he would be amazing to keep company with and discuss the works with as well. Plus, he's got an amazing film library. So I think I would choose to be on a deserted island with Jorge from Jorge's Corner. 2 is you actually rob a bookstore with a booktuber bud by walking out with 100 books. It's kind of hard to do by accident. I spent a year behind bars with them, but now we can read and do videos together. And who do I get locked up with? My first thought is if I need to be in prison, I would choose someone like Dawood Gosli, who's got a great channel, who's a really, he's a therapist, and you could tell he's got this wonderful therapeutic, eminence or aura to him. Or choose someone like Reading from the Depths, right, who's a Buddhist monk, someone who could help me do the time. But anyway, what I decided is if someone I'm going to do videos with, I would like to do with one of the humorous booktubers. And so I chose a man carrying thing, even though he's gone pretty far from books. He doesn't talk about books much anymore at all. His skits I find hilarious, and I would enjoy doing skits with him. That would be a good and fun way to pass the time. Bring a little joy into the world. Number 3 says you magically get trapped in a murder mystery you are reading. So another booktuber joins to solve the mystery. Who do I want to join me? Roy reads everything. Several reasons. 1, he's read all the old mysteries, so he's seen all the plots. And 2, when you try to solve a mystery, it often hinges on some other weird thing like, botany or, Croatian fashion or something. And Roy reads everything. He has the book on it. So he's my mystery solving pal for this. And for my fantasy novel fighting, my magically get trapped in a fantasy novel fighting dragons and casting spells. Which booktuber bud do you choose to bring in with you to save the day? I couldn't decide really between 2. My old go-to, Ralph Blutax, of course, he's a mighty warrior, and he would be on the epic level quest when it's reached sort of societal levels. He's real good at analyzing society. And if it were still down on the more heroic level quests with, just in the dungeon level, I would go with Owen Edwards because he is the dungeon master. All right, so 5 is I'm stuck in a cloud of sadness, hitting a reading funk, totally uninspired. Which booktuber can pick me up with their positivity? Well, this has to be Philip Paul. Philip Paul's, every time you see him, he just had a loss, his poor dog. But every time he just emanates positivity and joy, and he does like this all the time. So I love watching his videos. They lift me up every time. Philip Paul would be the one for lifting me up. 6 is my arms are in a cast for 2 months. A booktuber bud is going to edit all my videos. Who edits them and why? For this, I choose Paperbird because he does insane things with videos. If I did go to learn video, if I was going to do, video stuff for this channel instead of just book stuff, I would want it to be value added. I want it to be creative, cinematographically. That's what Paperbird does. His booktube videos are not like any other, and I would be amazed to see what he would bring to my text visually. So that's why I would choose Paperbird for that. Seven, you press a button and instantly have read all the books that a booktuber bud has already read. Which bud would you pick and why? Well, I thought at first of like a Brainiac, like John David from Nicholas of Autrecourt, or my friend the Disappointed Man, um, but or Heather Reed's. But I decided I would learn a language, so I would want to choose someone who reads in a language I don't read. So I might pick like Draw Your Book or Sluggish Reader or the Polyglot Reader, Berna in Turkish, um, Bookish Topics, Russian, or the Indian Booktuber, something like that. One of those, so I could have a new language to read in. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you for indulging my mishmashes. Those of you whose original prompts I stole from, I hope you approved. This time I used all the questions from both of them, so I didn't do as much violence to them as I normally do.